everyone. Welcome to our live train session and happy Memorial Day. We have some events later in the afternoon, so we figured we would do a morning live version of the case. So we're going to run some of our trains around. We'll show you guys a few different views of the layout. We don't have a hard set theme for the first one, some trains that we decided we wanted to run this morning. So, first off, in the front we have our Baltimore, Ohio Sharknose Diesel AB set that's pulling some Baltimore, Ohio Verosity coaches. So we'll get that guy going. That engine really is a smooth running engine. That's a Broadway Limited Blue Paragon 3. Only the A unit is powered, but it's very heavy, so it has a really good amount of force strength. And then off on the far track in the back, we have our newly acquired Broadway Limited Pennsylvania Railroad S2 turbine.
In the 684 arrangement.
Yes. If you watch my review, I messed that up. I explained the wheel sets correctly, but I said the wrong number to the wheel set arrangement. So, it's 684 and not a 343. As I said in the video, I did make a comment on the video just to note that. But so this is a refurbished model we actually got at a pretty discounted price, even for our limited outlet. It runs great. There weren't any. I don't know what the original reason for it being refurbished was. They didn't tell you that. But we didn't really have any issues with it running at all out of the box. The only thing that happened, and this is more of a packing issue, I think, is when we got it, the front can light was basically bent outwards. We just slowly, very carefully bent it downwards to line it up. But really no scratches or defects physically on the model at all. We just, who knows what the reason for being refurbished was, but I think it's a great deal.
It's an absolutely beautiful model, and I had this complete misconception of what refurbished meant. When I saw what came out of the box, it looked like a beautiful Broadway Limited engine at a significantly discounted price. I'm absolutely obsessed with this train, so I think I'll continue to shop at their refurbished outlet. Still learning how to rail and
roll. I think it was actually on right. Those back trucks are so wide they look like they're off. So yeah, we got that guy sent off. We got this, so we got it in the Tuscan red scheme, which is a fantasy scheme, but it's based on, I believe, the red that the PRR used for a lot of their accents.
Yeah, their typical logo.
Yeah, and as you see, it matches our Verosity coaches in that same color very, very well.
So I'm actually surprised. I mean, it's clearly one of Broadway Limited's brass models. I didn't know that they only made one of these engines, the 6200 Pennsylvania Railroad S2.
Yeah, it's experimental, right?
Yeah. So. I mean, it was also really heavy. This was around, the 1940s, when World War II, there was so much limitation with how much light steel alloy could be used in materials here in the U.S., so they decided to use heavier metals, which required more wheel sets, no?
Yeah, so it was made out of that not heavier metal, and that was the explanation I had seen for it needing to have this 684 configuration, where we have the front, the trailing and the medium trucks having 3 sets of wheels, so 6 in total. But one really cool thing you guys probably can't hear when it comes around the front of the station, you'll probably get a good listening on it. But what you'll hear is, because the steam turbine, it is a steam engine, but it does not have pistons. So you don't hear chuffing. It's got a very almost ghostly kind of howl to it. And that's because it's fast-moving steam moving through a turbine that's actually driving the wheel set as opposed to pistons. So Just push it.
But it's a really beautiful model. It's really cool. It's got those 4 smokestacks, and I don't know if all of them were meant for smoke or what the reason was, but I believe it's because you have this large amount of steam venting. So it's got 4 smokestacks that are right to the top. Really cool effect. It produces a lot of smoke in real life, the model does, which is really nice. Sometimes running smoke can be a hassle. We like our models that run smoke. It can be a little messy or a hassle, but it has a cool effect. If the smoking effect is done right, it's nice to watch.
I think we're using a Bachmann smoke fluid just because of our white walls. I think their smoke fluid actually adds a lot of contrast now.
Yeah, we love the other brand of smoke fluid that we have. I keep forgetting the name of it. JT's Mega Steam. We actually have the Christmas Pine flavor, which is a nice flavor. I don't love the smell of regular smoke fluid, so it's nice to have something that's scented. However, and again, this is more of a layout, not against the product, we don't have backdrop everywhere yet. We only have it on 1 or 2 of our modules, so it's hard to see the smoke against the white walls we have. And the Bachmann smoke fluid, for some reason, has a little bit more of a dense cloud it produces. I'm not sure why. And, that's my fault. And so we do like to use that sometimes. We want to show off the smoke units better. The Bachmann, for some reason, is a little bit more dense, so you can see it against the white walls a little bit better. But you'll see we have our steam turbine coming up to the station, and you guys will get a good listen to that kind of howling sound. We'll try to be quiet so you can hear it, and it's just very notable. It's not a piston chuffing sound.
I love it. It's almost like a little ghostly echo. So, just a little brief history. The Pennsylvania S2-686 steam turbine was created in 1944. I believe it was released September 1944 in collaboration between the Baldwin Railroad Works and the Westinghouse Electric Manufacturing Company. It is the first engine to use a direct drive steam turbine. What's really cool, it's an engine that looks very industrial, very heavy. It's actually used in a lot of passenger service between New York and Chicago, including the Broadway Limited. And unfortunately, it's one of those trains that was not preserved. I believe it ran until 1949 for a total of 103,000 miles.
Wow.
It just seems like so little for such a huge engine.
Yeah, it's really sad when you look back, and you kind of understand how it happens, but when you look back and see all these magnificent engines that were not preserved anyway and were scrapped. The Dreyfus Hudson, I can't believe for how iconic of an engine that was, that it was just scrapped and nobody thought to preserve it.
Yeah, that's what upsets me. You see a lot of these old 1930s, 1940s Art Deco ads that they used, which had the Dreyfus Hudson on it, and you didn't think to preserve at least one of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Alright, so we've got another engine we're going to get onto the layout running with these two, and that is our Rivarossi Heisler.
So that's coming out of our manual track, and you'll see a little better view as it comes around.
switch over to the warehouse unit so you guys can see that steam turbine coming around that bend there. It's probably going to get stuck on that switch. So not a whole lot in the way of model railroad news. One thing that we've found out pretty easily, we're always kind of looking out on the Broadway Limited website or the outlet store, and there's some things that we've seen released by Broadway Limited that we haven't seen anywhere else, and we're not sure if there's a we've heard that there's a relationship between Broadway Limited and
Factory Direct Hobbies.
Factory Direct Hobbies.
And these are actually ordered from Factory Direct Hobbies.
But
it's funny, there was what was the first thing that we saw that was in the
I believe it was.
Milwaukee piece.
Oh, it was a.
it was a Hiawatha.
It was a Hiawatha paint scheme. I can't precisely remember the name of the train.
Yeah, it was a steam engine that they had done in the Hiawatha, the fantasy scheme. We hadn't seen it anywhere else. And it was on Factory Hobbies, and that's how we saw it. And we were just like, oh, how do you not see this anywhere else?
And then we recently got the
River Rocky High School, so I'll go through the station. And we were on there, and we saw that Broadway Limited just released some. Were they Heisters or was it Shays?
I believe they were Shays.
So, and that was something we hadn't even heard of, like in a product
announcement
or anything. So it just kind of surprised us.
Yeah, they're on Factory Hobbies, right on either on like train or anything.
No.
Factory Hobbies. So I'm not complaining about it. It's funny that you think you supposed to release announcements elsewhere. Maybe you're just missing them. I don't know, but it's just funny to not even know those things being released. And yeah, it's just funny to me. So.
If anyone out there is more in the know about the train world and has any suggestions on how to keep up with these new releases, please feel free to comment below. I do my fair share of browsing religiously on Broadway Limited, Train World, and occasionally Factory Direct Hobbies. But yeah, even the GS4 Daylight, I'm surprised I haven't really seen that many announcements for. I even looked at the delivery schedules on Broadway Limited. I know you can call me a little crazy for checking so religiously. I didn't even see it on the release schedule until finally Train World announced a pre-order.
Wow.
So I think I could have missed out on such a beautiful train.
Yeah, well, especially the limited ones where you know they're not going to make more. It's going to be a long time before they make more.
I love how they get you though with the order yours now, as this is a limited run announcement.
Right.
We got New Haven in particular, the I-5.
Yeah, so you see the Heister coming up in front. So I think this Heister model was made very lastly,
probably what, I think it was 70, no, 70 years ago.
We just recently grabbed it. We did not. We did the pre-DCC fitted model. All they had was a DCC ready model. So we just put a 20-pin digital traction encoder in there. But I love this. We're working on doing the upper level of the trestle bridge, so we thought it'd be a really cool thing to start having a little bit of a logging train to run. So it's a really cool little model. Runs great. And we got the two Rossi log cars to go with it. We are going to paint the wood. It looks the wood. I like the material we put out. It weighs the car down, but it doesn't look very realistic. So want to add some paint to that and maybe we'll look a little bit more realistic. But yeah, it's a really nice little engine.
It's kind of the fun of model railroading. I think a lot of these manufacturers add a lot of their little fun elements, but it's up to you to really weather and make things look more realistic.
Yeah.
Will you a train?
It's definitely nice to have work, always have work to do.
Yeah.
The model railroading. Let's switch back over to the warehouse. So we get that in perspective. So one thing, I don't know if we talked about this last time, Broadway Limited is releasing a new product line. I don't really know if it's not very different from what most manufacturers do.
Oh,
They're,
stealth.
yeah, they're calling it their stealth line, and I don't know if it's that people are critical of Broadway Limited's Paragon system. I certainly haven't had an issue with it, but the argument I've heard for it is more so people really like to have. We don't. We mix and match a lot. It can be a pain, but we kind of get what's available decoder wise. But a lot of people definitely like to have their whole fleet be like ESU or Digitrax or whatever it might be, right? So their qualm is like sometimes I guess we haven't had too much of this issue, but we use a DCC++ system, so we're very DIY here. But a lot of people who have either a Digitrax or a different kind of command system, I guess have had some issues here and there with Paragon 4. So they would like it so that they can put their own decoders in these Broadway Limited engines. We're having a little bit of an issue here. There we go. So I guess the argument is, if you're somebody who has like a certain digital command system. Oh, the iPad went to sleep. You can basically get these stealth models from Broadway Limited and put your own decoder in that's the brand you like or whatever you like to run in your whole fleet. So I totally get that argument because then you don't have to worry about it. If you have to program things a certain way, you know what CVs are what, even though there are standards for it. But yeah, so they're coming out with their stealth. I think their first models just got announced recently. So they're going to be coming out with these stealth models that basically you can. There's going to be DCC ready. That's all it really is, right? It's not. I don't think it's anything special. I don't know. I'm kind of making the assumption, and should look this up, that they're going to come if they have smoke units, or so they come with smoke units, whatever it may be, but they'll be basically DCC ready. You can actually take that off. So we're going to switch out some trains. So next we're going to get our New York Central, I believe it's a Niagara. This is a 484. New York Central. This is an older, I think it's original Broadway Limited, so Paragon 1, if you will, but they didn't call it that. And we're going to have that guy running a freight train set once our Heisler gets around the bend here. I really do love this Heisler. It's going to be great when we have that. We've put some clips up on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram of the trestle bridge. It's not fixed in place yet. We just have it wired up. We have our train elevator that will take trains from our bottom level to our top level. We are still planning on what we're going to actually do after the trestle bridge. So we're still trying to plan out that top shelf and whatnot. So it's going to be a bit, but if you want to check any videos of the Heisler running on the trestle bridge, those are on our social media platforms.
So exciting.
Alright, so let's see if this guy's going to cooperate.
Probably a newbie. I mean, I personally have been in love with the Broadway Limited sound decoders. I'm interested in what these other ones sound like where people feel like they want to use their own. But kudos, it also makes getting a Broadway Limited train a little bit more attainable. I believe it's what, maybe $100 less?
Yeah, it does help with the cost. it's not super cheap, but you know,
Yeah.
it's a difference if you're trying to shave off $100. Huh? I don't know why this guy isn't running.
No, I'm actually really excited for Broadway Limited, Ather, and whoever it is to finally make one of those classic New York Central trains, like the Mercury, or what was it, the New Jersey Crusader.
Oh yes, yeah. The Mercury, I'm really looking forward to if anybody's gonna make that. I don't know why this guy isn't running.
Oh no.
Get out of the way.
I think we need to stop the heist there.
Oh. Huh, yeah, this guy ran fine last time. I don't know.
Went on a temporary hiatus there for 2 weeks, and our trains are on vacation time.
Apparently. We might have to switch it out with something else.
Oh dear.
I had this happen once before this, and I think it happens when like something shorts out on the layout, and sometimes this guy just doesn't want to start up till you let it power off. So let me see if that's it. So I'm pretty sure I've always left this at this address. Nope. Okay, we'll switch this out so we don't hold things up. And we'll put these guys on the middle track.
Any particular train?
You want to do the Reading?
Sure.
Something that we can do some freight with. Alright, and while we're getting that other train on, we'll bring out one of our other sets up here. And let's see. So this guy is one of our newer trains. This is a Rapido E8 in the New York Central Century Green experimental paint scheme. Absolutely love this diesel. It runs really, really well. It does have sound and came pre-fitted with DCC. Bad spot there. Whoops, lost a car. So, well, things were going smooth for a while.
Can't blame our trains are also on holiday.
Well, we've been doing a lot of ballasting, and unfortunately, that can mess up the trains, and you got to clean some ballast out of certain places. So some trains might run fine, then others you'll see will do stuff like this where they derail constantly. So anyway, we'll switch back over to the station module.
It is true, we have focused a lot of our attention to doing a little bit of modeling, trying to make our layer a little bit more realistic and interactive.
Something shorting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh,
Oh.
we're back.
I can't remember what the sound. Is it F8? There we go. Now we got sound on that.
So anyway, this guy runs really well, has some really cool lighting features, has track inspection lights above the front truck, just a really nice engine. And we've got a points from our New Century, New Central Century Green rolling stock, which they did use the color on. So the paint scheme on the engine was experimental, but they did actually use the Century Green paint scheme on their freights.
So I believe this is our first Rapido training.
Yes. Oh, I didn't flick the switch yet.
Oh no.
It's like everything happens at once.
Alright, let's see if we can get this ready. So, the other steam engine we're going to drive here instead of our New York Central is the Reading Broadway Limited. What do you know what this is?
I believe it's a Reading 2103 T1.
Okay.
Well, this is the predecessor to that sharp nose T1 that's so iconic.
So you'll see the New York Central Century Green diesel passing in the back, and we'll try to get this T1 up and running here. What's the number on it?
2103.
You want to try it on your phone?
Sure.
I don't know why it's not listening to this.
No.
You sure that's the right address for it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Huh. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. We'll just yeah, sorry folks, there's weird stuff going on. I don't know if we just have the address wrong or what.
Did we not program it?
We did.
Do you have it saved on your history?
Unless it's 3.
I'm trying to free now.
Uh-oh. What's going on here?
You can only control one train at a time.
I'm doing S2.
Which one are you doing?
I just controlling it.
Man, I don't know what's going on with these trains. These two ran before fine. I mean, unless we have the address wrong. I really like how the repeater does the rev up. It doesn't start moving right away.
Yeah.
But actually, you hear the diesel rev up before it starts moving.
So I'm still pretty new to the hobby. I had always known Classic River Rossi, Lionel, MTH, Broadway Limited. I hadn't heard too much about Rapido, so I'm in love with their trains. I'm anxious to see what some of these other brands are like after. This Boston I've always considered a little bit more of the more economic line of trains.
Yeah, I mean, my first like new engine was a Bachmann, which I still need to convert to DCC. It's Union Pacific. It's nice. It's not super detailed. My biggest qualm with it is that the wires they have going to the tender are very rigid, and unfortunately, the tender's not very heavy. So what happens is when it goes around a curve, that's even if it's a good enough radius for the engine to make it around, the tender will just like pop off the track because the wires are literally so stiff. So I don't know if that's something I can replace myself. It'd be a pain. I'm sure it's possible. But yeah, I don't know.
On the other hand, I'd also want to try out some of those other European lines. I mean, we all know classic Hornby, but didn't KR models come out with beautiful steam turbines?
That's like a gas turbine.
Oh, gas
Yeah,
turbine. Okay.
yeah, that's a little bit different. But it looks like a steam engine. Same concept. It's not as big as the S2, but same kind of concept where it is, it looks like a steam engine, has connecting rods in the driving wheels, but it's actually a turbine-driven engine. So, yeah, and then one of my dream models that we don't have, which I wasn't super fond of some of the European diesels. They're rounded, they look nice. But the Irish Railways, Class A.
Oh,
I think it's Class A. Really loved that model. I saw Jenny Kirk do a review of it. Absolutely fell in love with it. But unfortunately, I didn't buy it when I could, and it's impossible to get right now. So I'm gonna have to keep on the lookout for that.
That's kind of the fun. You go to train shows and you look around the internet to ultimately find what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted this S2 for a while. I just don't think I could have afforded the regularly priced item.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting pricey. I'm not saying that the models aren't nice, but they're getting up there.
Yeah.
And at some point, I mean, I think they're already, some of them are out of control for how expensive they are.
Looks like we lost some coaches on the Rapido.
Oh, we did. Can you switch it back to the station? This is the one thing I hate. I cannot reach this at all. Yeah, we still have to replace some couplers on our rolling stock. A lot of them have the nicer metal ones. This one's still the old plastic replacement knuckle couplers, and they just love to release whenever they want. Really is such a beautiful. And I'm not a huge diesel fan. There are certain diesels that are passed by me. This is one of them. And then also that Sharknose B&O we were having earlier. That was my first Broadway Limited.
Yeah.
That was a really nice model. But yeah, I'm not super into diesels. There's certain ones we have. Ooh, we have some New York Central. I don't know what the actual train model number is. We have some New York Central diesels that are in that gray livery with the lightning bolt stripe, and then we have the gas turbine. So definitely somebody who's in like unique diesels, but not generally like a huge diesel fan.
Yeah.
Nothing against them, again, just preference to steam. I've always been fascinated by steam.
Yeah. Same here. Let's go back to the
Mountain.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with those two engines. So weird. I swore we programmed it to be 2103, but maybe I'm wrong. Very interesting hearing all the different sounds of the horns.
I am tempted to do one of those excursions where you can ride on the end car of a classic New York Central train.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some cool ones here in New York State you can do going up through Albany, I think. I wish they'd gone this century in anything scheme.
I know.
I think it's cool, but I don't know, I guess maybe for the times it wasn't appropriate or whatever.
I mean, that classic New York Central gray with the streamlines. It's beautiful, it's iconic, but you don't really see a lot of cold color out there. Imagine.
Is this smoke fluid? Oh shoot. Unless it's just from its... Is the light working? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we don't get worried about our Broadway Monday because they warn. I don't know if other... I mean, we have other models that I feel like we care about the smoke fluid or there's no warning anyway. Broadway Monday specifically warns against running without smoke fluid. It can damage the engine, so... Anyway, I'm pulling around.
So we're gonna get to ending our stream here. So we're gonna have the your central pull into the station, and our S2 supervisor gonna report on the station before we stop. Get some bell here. Alright, well that ends our stream for today. We hope everybody has a fun Memorial Day. If you are watching this live, thanks for joining. I hope you liked it. If you're watching this recorded on YouTube, definitely subscribe to us if you like the video and like it. That will alert you for any future videos or lives we upload in the future.
Thank you so much.